What's up with the world? It's your boy Sleepy J, and we are the Champs Podcast. And my co-host over here is
Coach Rudy, and we are here in the bunker because, man, stuff has been juicy.
I know you guys have been curious. Where have we been?
Look,
And
you ain't going to get more real than this.
I mean, the rumor is that you were across seas.
I mean, I can no longer confirm, I will no longer confirm nor deny that I had an integral part to do with Miss Brittany Griner being freed from Russia. I mean, I'm not going to say that I was or wasn't involved in making this happen.
Yeah. What about...
Man, your wife had this very confused look on her face.
Usually when you talk, she has a confused look on her face.
I cannot blame her for that. My wife has the same look every time I open my dang mouth.
Yeah. So, you were in Russia then, that's what you're saying?
I'm saying, look, I might have been. I might not have been. I'm not telling you for certain because that's G5 classified.
All right. And then what else is going in the rumor mill?
So I'm not going to confirm nor deny that I had something to do with Mr. Herschel Walker not getting reelected in Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, but he is a all-star, superstar, former NFL player.
I mean, one thing that he did teach us is that he would rather be a werewolf than a vampire.
This is true.
And it made me think, well, I don't think I want to be a werewolf anymore.
All right. So you're not confirming nor denying this either.
I am not.
Okay. Is there anything else that you're not confirming nor denying?
Yes, the World Cup is or is not taking place in Qatar right now.
Okay. Anything else you want to confirm nor deny?
You were right.
Before we get to where I was right,
I'm not confirming it.
I need you to confirm or deny. Has Jake Paul answered your challenge?
To that, big news on the Jake Paul line. I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
Dang it. I thought we were going to have breaking news on that.
No, it is breaking. The breaking news part is I'm not confirming nor denying whether or not he reached out and accepted the challenge just yet. Because, there's a lot of paperwork and signatures and stuff that's not happening. I mean, that may be happening or may not be happening.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Jake Paul's still a bitch.
What about his brother?
Same person, also a bitch.
All right. Well, moving on. You mentioned that I was right. What was I right about? I mean, I know I'm right about a lot of things, but you know.
It's hard to remember the one or two things a century that you're at. Before the season started, when we were making our picks of who's going to do what, who's going to be back in the playoffs, who's not going to be in the playoffs, for some reason your dumbass said that the Rams, the Super Bowl champs, ain't going to be back in. And I said, look, if Stafford goes out, they're not going to be back. I know he's hurt to start the season, so that's the only reason they won't. I think they'll be in. But that was all contingent on Stafford being healthy.
Well enough, yeah.
And if you were hiding under a rock, then then you probably don't know that Stafford's out for the season.
Honestly, I didn't know he was out for the season. I just know that Baker went, and I was just like, that's weird. Why would they go get Baker? And then your cousin so elegantly pointed out that Stafford was out for the season. And I was like, oh. And the funny thing to this is me and him have been both playing Madden, and so we're playing the Face of the Franchise mode. And so we were talking about different things that are happening on our campaign journeys. And so when he said that happened, because he tried to go to the Rams on there, and he was like, "Oh, Baker went to the Rams," and I just like, "Oh, because he's better than you." Because I'm assuming this is what he's talking about. I didn't realize he was talking about in real life that he would win. I wasn't expecting that, and the whole reason why I thought that was because in the campaign mode, I tried to go to the Steelers, but before the preseason started, they traded me to fucking Green Bay. Now this is fucking bullshit. I don't want to play for Green Bay. I didn't know what happened. And then come to find out Patrick Mahomes apparently went to the Steelers. And then I was like, well, I mean, if Patrick Mahomes is going to go to any team, I don't blame you for getting rid of me. I would have done the same shit. So, but nonetheless, I didn't believe that Baker actually went in the very first 20 hours, I guess, before I realized, oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it is what it is, man. I
So
mean,
here we are.
look, honestly, last year the Rams decided we're going all in,
Yeah,
and they won. They
true.
pushed all their chips in. They said,
True.
"Damn the future. Let's worry about today."
And that was actually something I was curious about. You as a coach, as a franchisor, how would you? Are you more I want to go longevity, or are you more like, you know what, let's go all in for this one shot, and then like fuck it, whatever happens after that.
Future's not guaranteed.
Okay.
That's the problem. When all you do is build towards tomorrow
Yeah.
and never finish the project today,
Yeah.
then you don't get to reap the benefits because you're always manipulating things for tomorrow.
You know, it's a very valid point, because as I pointed out a few episodes ago about Jerry, is he's always building for tomorrow, always like, oh, we draft our team. We don't mess with old players and try and bring them over. Not anymore. In the past, they've done this, but he holds his head high on, oh, we draft our talent that we have and we nurture them.
I mean, look, the truth is, I think that a healthy balance is necessary in doing that. I'm going to tell you where the Cowboys messed up, and we'll get back to the Rams right now. So
many places.
well, yeah, but I think a prime example of where they messed up is when they drafted CD Lamb.
Yeah.
In my eyes, it was a great pick, not because you were drafting Amari Cooper's replacement,
Yeah.
but because you already had Amari Cooper, who is a premier wide receiver, still is, and you had another wide receiver who was coming up, who was about to want to get paid,
right,
in Gallup.
Yeah.
So to me, you're drafting CD Lamb to immediately replace Gallup,
right,
and eventually replace Cooper.
right,
Not replace Cooper while Cooper has a freaking contract.
right.
Replace Cooper once his contract ends, because now you're my number one and Cooper's old.
Right.
Right now, Cooper's in his prime, and Gallup hasn't proven that he's a number one. So you draft CD because he has high talent. So when the Cowboys drafted CD, I was like, that's a great draft pick, because Gallup's about to want to get paid. So you let Gallup walk. You still keep a low pay for your wide receivers because you're only paying Amari.
Right.
And you have an upgrade at receiver over Gallup in CD.
Right, right.
Like, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys said, no, we're going to pay Michael Gallup.
Yep.
We're going to eat the cost of Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And give him away for free. Which was just stupid.
Yes. Yes,
But
yes.
that's what I'm talking about. If you do things right,
yeah,
that's the way it plays out. You say, Gallup, we appreciate what you did. Go get paid somewhere else because we ain't going to do it.
Right.
That's why you draft. That's how you draft. That's how it should be.
I am there with you. When you were, because we're talking franchise, and yeah, I understand. Rams they went all in. We knew by the players they picked that they were only going to do like one season, maybe two if you're lucky, but more than likely they were just going to do this one season, finish it out, and then go from there.
I mean, look, you got Von Miller, OBJ, Matt Stafford all coming in last year to say, hey, this is a good team.
Yeah.
We're better than what you had.
Yep.
Let's do this shit. And they did.
Right. And we've, if you guys haven't listened to our previous episodes, which I don't know why you're on this episode, you haven't heard the other episodes, but we say, like, on paper.
Stop alienating people. Jeez.
As we said before, like in Miami, where you have all these players from all these other teams that have shown that they're good, you don't know if they're going to play as a team. And they were able to come together as a team all in the same season and get the job done. In that sense, you know, I do think there is a fine balance of if you're going to play, like if you're trying to win Super Bowls, championships, whatever the case is, yes, you draft as you need them and you nurture them as you can. But there's also a delicate point of if there's a good player that makes themselves readily available and you get yourself in that mix just to hit, like, put the ace in the hole. Like, it's just all there is to it.
Look, in no way I think either of us are saying make an ignorant move.
Right.
You know? But if you're that close to the ship, you know, freaking
pull the trigger.
Yeah, you have to. Now, last year Von Miller was coming off an injury.
Yeah.
But you knew that, and you weren't planning on needing him for the regular season. You were like, Von Miller is an investment for the playoffs. He'll be fine by playoffs.
Right.
And that's why you were able to do what you did.
Right.
And then you also said the same thing with OBJ. OBJ was jobless. He had gotten cut by Cleveland.
Yep.
And he was looking for a squad, and he had already recovered from his injuries.
Yep.
And you were like, hey, we don't need you, but we can sure as hell use you.
Right.
And as soon as they sign him, Robert Woods gets hurt, and now all of a sudden they needed him.
Yep.
But it saved them money because if they would have waited till Robert Woods got hurt, now OBJ has the leverage.
Yeah.
So they made a good move.
Right.
But, man, since his knee popped in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
These guys who went all in last year, it kind of looks like it was great for them to do it.
Yeah.
Because their careers have taken a turn. Stafford, he may be done, man. There's talks that he's considering retirement again.
Yeah.
Because he had that thought before. I mean, he's not young.
Not by no means. Not in this game that he's playing in. And truth be told, I would have been upset had he retired last year or the year before
he got this opportunity.
Yeah. Now, had he announced right after, and which that's what I would have done, especially knowing the situation that they were in, I would have said, you know what, I'm gonna ride out in the sunset. I'm gonna end out on the top like so many other greats have done, and just say, you know what, my records are what they are, because I know the magic isn't there. And the dangerous part to that is we've seen it with the Buccaneers, where they said we're keeping everybody, signing them all, and so it could have still been the same situation.
You get old very fast, and that's what happened with the Bucs. That's what happened with the Rams.
Yeah.
Now you look at Von Miller, he resurrected his career there, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Von Miller's been cold, like in totality, his career.
Yeah.
But he's also had some years where he kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And
I would say
you
there
forgot about him.
I was gonna say there's at least a season or two where I actually forgot he was still playing
in the league. After he won that Super Bowl with Denver, he had about 2 years after that he was still really, really prominent in the league.
Yeah,
and then kind of went silent.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
but now he blows out his ACL.
Yep.
And I think OBJ is right 100% when he says, look, it's this turf.
Yeah.
The turf, I know it looks great on TV.
Yeah.
And the maintenance is a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah.
But just look at the numbers of how many people are getting hurt. if you've never been out there on that field, on that turf, and played on it, or even freaking just ran on it, you don't really understand how it looks soft. That shit ain't soft.
Yeah.
That is not soft. Look, I'm going to say this. The AstroTurf that existed when I was a kid, which was carpet on concrete, was worse. But that's because you're playing on concrete.
Yeah.
This is bad.
This is essentially like rubber on concrete, right?
Yeah, it is.
Instead of the carpet on concrete.
Exactly. This is 100% rubber on concrete. You need grass. You really do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of school districts have switched to this stuff now.
Yeah.
They were like, we're behind. Let's catch up. And now OBJ and a lot of players are advocating for the league to switch it.
Yeah.
Which hopefully they do. But all these school districts are really going to be damned right now. And all these kids are going to still be blowing out their knees. Anyways, yeah, man. So Baker Mayfield is
and
quarterback in the Super Bowl champs who got 3 dubs.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, we were talking off air. I was like, I don't know why you would pick Baker up. It serves no purpose, at least for the team. Serves them no purpose, in my opinion. But apparently their third string sucked so bad that it was like, no, it costs us nothing, and he's a better option. Maybe we can get a few more wins before the season's over.
Essentially, man. I mean, so right now, if you're not aware, the Rams are playing against the Raiders. It's the fourth quarter. There's about 10 minutes to go. The Rams are down 16-3. Baker is 10 for 19, 118 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Obviously, no touchdowns. They only got 3 freaking points. But those aren't the worst numbers. They're just not good numbers. Right. He is not the worst quarterback in the league.
Right.
I mean, he may be the worst starter, or at least in that conversation. I would still take him probably above 5 of the other starters. I don't know which 5 off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'd have to see a list of their names to be like, yeah, I wouldn't take that one.
But he's not good.
Yeah.
But look at Derek Carr, who last year some people thought should get MVP votes. He's 11 of 19. So he has 1 more completion. I mean, 137 yards. Right now, Baker Mayfield actually has a higher rating in this game at 68.3 to Derek Carr's 58.5.
Yeah.
Carr's thrown an interception. And I actually like Carr.
Yeah.
I think he's a middle of the road starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Like 15-ish.
Yeah. Well, let's leave them where they lie.
Haha, they lie.
Moving on to the next.
All right. So I guess let's talk about OBJ. OBJ came to Dallas.
The talk of the Dirty D.
I mean, he went to the Mavs game.
Yeah.
Saw Luka and the boys put it down on Phoenix. So
yeah. With was a CD and
not was it CD? I know it was Micah.
Micah and CD.
I don't think it was CD. I think it was Diggs. And
was it Diggs?
Yeah. CD stayed home.
Okay.
Did you hear Zeke's comments on it?
No.
So somebody asked him, how come he didn't go to the game? He said, "Damn, I was at home. Like, y'all can't just, like, I can't do nothing. If I go out, y'all gonna talk about me going out all the time. I stay home, and then you're questioning why I didn't go out. Like, damn."
That's a good way to flip it, huh?
I mean, he ain't wrong.
He's definitely not wrong on that either.
But yeah, so OBJ made his rounds. He went to Buffalo. He went to the Giants. He came to Dallas. He met with each of these teams. Now here's where my gripe is. I don't know how much you heard today, but a lot of people yesterday and today were bitching about the fact or the idea that OBJ's medical records got released.
Yeah, I heard about that.
which is complete bullshit.
Okay.
His records didn't get released. Cowboys didn't release shit about records.
Yeah.
Giants, best of my knowledge, didn't release shit about records. Only thing that got released was the idea that the Cowboys were concerned about his medical records. Right. They didn't say anything about it specifically.
About why they were worried about it.
They didn't say he's got a tear in the L3. What? They didn't. No. They didn't say shit about his medical records except for we're concerned about his records.
Right. And
even so, and look, if any of y'all noticed, I don't really like Jerry, but Jerry went ahead and said, Jerry went further and said, how could you not be? You all saw what this player's situation was. We saw it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or he didn't necessarily say Super Bowl, but he said, we all saw it happen.
Right.
We all know what his situation is. He's like, how could you not be concerned with it?
Right.
That's what was said. Nowhere did anyone put anything out that was specific about OBJ. So if anyone was to say OBJ is pissed off because they released the records, show me where the records were released.
Right.
Because another bullshit part of this, people are trying to give credit to the insiders, the Cowboys insiders. They're like, Cowboys insiders are saying that they're concerned about his records. No. I was listening to the radio. This was on 105.3 The Fan.
Right.
Radio station here in Dallas, Texas. And they were interviewing Jerry. And they said, how concerned are you with this? Well, I'm very concerned.
Right.
So this wasn't any insider got the scoop on the Cowboys were really concerned about. No, this motherfucker was on air. So how are you going to say, oh, man, if I was OBJ, I wouldn't want to sign there either because they're putting out my medical records.
Listen, here's
another thing.
You would have to be an idiot not to be concerned because, as we all know, the OBJ is chasing money, and that's an investment. If I'm going to invest in you, as we were just talking about, if we're going, are we going all in for the year? Or are we making an investment for the future?
And it can be both.
It very well could be. And if that's what we're assessing, like, yes, I'll pick you up for the rest of the season. Going into next season, I need at least 2 seasons out, or the remainder of the season and next season out of you before I feel that we're good to get the money that you want to get. And if that's the case, I need to know what your knee looks like or your ankle looks like or whatever you're complaining about that you had to get surgery on. I need to know. Am I going to get a return on my investment? Is this going to be a good investment? Because as we also know, as we just pointed out about Amari, is you paid a lot of money to give him away for nothing. So if I'm going to put something else on my books, I need to know that this investment's going to pay off. But that's going off of what you said. Now, I know everyone's been speculating and whatever. I just think this is a pony show. As I've said numerous times on this podcast, Jerry is not trying to actually go to a Super Bowl. If he so happens to find his way there, then that's one thing. But when we're talking about in today's world, and since I'm going to say 2007?
Terrell Owens came to the Cowboys.
In 07, right?
Whenever the hell he came.
It was like 06, 07, somewhere around there.
But since that time, he hasn't made a splashy move.
Right.
Where he's overpaid. Like, some people will say, he overpaid for, I think, Derek Carr, or not Derek Carr, Brandon Carr, corner. I don't think he really overpaid for him. He paid what the going rate was for a corner at that time that they desperately needed. Yeah. But I don't think it was a splashy move because Brandon Carr wasn't freaking Del Rivas. Right. You weren't paying the best. You were paying a good player good money. Right.
Yeah. My thing is he hasn't plunged a player since T.O. And again,
even before that, he doesn't make a habit of it.
Yeah, he does it every few years, but it's not like a thing that he. And again, it's paid off. You know, you got the Dion, the Charles Haley, like those situations paid off for him, but T.O. didn't. it is what it is. It didn't pay off on him. He had a coach that wanted him to let him be a coach. Didn't pay off for him.
I mean, he got Keyshawn Johnson. Like he'll.
Oh
get,
yeah, I forgot
he'll
about
get
Keyshawn.
Players.
Yeah,
but he's not gonna break the bank for it. And if OBJ wanted the bank broken,
yeah.
look, I think this is what happens.
Go ahead and finish. I have a theory about OBJ too.
The Cowboys realize you're going to make more money by being a Dallas Cowboy.
True.
So we're not going to give you as much as everyone else would.
You're going to get a lot more like looks being a Cowboy.
And look, I promise you this.
Whether you're winning or not, you're getting a lot more looks as a Cowboy.
Contradict me if I'm wrong, okay?
Okay. You're wrong.
If OBJ made that spectacular catch that he made against the Cowboys, right? The one that got him worldwide fame.
Yeah.
If he makes that catch against any team that's not named the Dallas Cowboys, does he blow up the way he blew up?
Not even close.
Because that catch wasn't even a catch. There was a penalty thrown on it.
Yeah.
And it was rescinded.
Yeah.
But
it's a similar catch that we see often every week.
But the fact that happened against the Dallas Cowboys,
yeah,
is that not what gave him that name?
This is facts.
Truth is, this should be recognized. Now, whether somebody's going to want to admit to that,
let's not to mention that was also on a rival to the Cowboys. Like we weren't. It wasn't.
And they
just,
lost the game. Like the Cowboys won that game.
Yeah.
Like all those factors go in.
Right.
But when you look at OBJ's career,
yeah,
we gave him the career.
Yeah.
Because he happened against Dallas. And that's not to say Dallas has been great or nothing, anything to that effect. It's the weight that star carries.
Yeah. We had a televised game that everyone got a chance to see because everyone watches. Whether you're hate watching the Cowboys or you're watching as a fan to root them on, you're watching the Cowboys game.
And if you're national media, you're watching us because we're going to be your big story.
Yeah. So again, my stance on it, I think we were watching a pony show. If at least purely as a Cowboy spectator, I think Jerry is like, I think he even said it. We're winning without him, so I don't know why we necessarily need him either.
I mean, look, honestly, I think, and this is what I was telling my wife about OBJ. Like, OBJ has, he from the main teams that are out there that want him, right?
Yeah.
You got Buffalo, who's got a tougher route because the AFC is a lot tougher.
Yep.
They're also in a cold climate.
Yep.
The guy that he would go over there to play with, Von Miller, is also out for the season.
Yep.
I don't think that OBJ really wanted to pick Dallas.
No.
I think all the signs say Dallas is your best option.
Yeah.
Because where the Cowboys' position are.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted some love, and he felt obligated to come listen. I think he wanted one of those other teams to win him over.
Yeah.
And he was coming to Dallas. He's like, shit. I mean, I guess. I think he's trying to talk himself out of Dallas.
Yeah.
And he may use the idea that Jerry said, yeah, we're concerned.
Yeah.
He might use that as his reasoning not to come.
Yeah.
But to be dead honest, I don't think OBJ wanted to come to Dallas.
So, to piggyback off that, did you ever watch that rock TV show, Ballers?
No, but I know of it. I think I watched 5 minutes of one episode.
So, his name is Jonathan Washington, Denzel's son.
Okay.
He was a wide receiver on there, I believe. And he was supposed to be like the guy. He was Antonio Brown. He was OBJ. He's that player. And before they canceled the episode, like he was on his like final tour. He had already won a championship, but he was like, you know what? I want the love. So he was going to the Saints. He was going to all these different teams, and they were all like taking him out to games, showing him what he would look like. Like they're going all in. And his thing he kept asking was, "Where is the love?" And I'm bringing this up because I think that's where OBJ is. I think OBJ knows that he's at the end of his career, and he wants to find a place that, like, you know what, where I ended my career, I was happy. And I say that because I think he was also considering going back to the Giants.
He really wanted the Rams, but
Yeah,
but they didn't want him.
And I think that set off the where is the love? Who's gonna take me for my next year and a half,
The next 3 years, whatever,
and give me the money that I want and appreciate me and send me out the way I deserve to. I believe that's what he wants. Unfortunately, that's not what I don't think he's gonna get here. Now, could he have gotten that in Buffalo? Sure. But as we're starting to see the bang ups here and there, Von Miller being out, you're looking at Josh Allen he's playing through injury. These things are factoring into it. Is this the right move? Should I go here? Is this the way I want to end this? I think that's where he is, and so only time's gonna tell on what that is. But I won't. I'll say this much. When I did, what was it, back in October, the first time we heard about OBJ coming to Cowboys, I was like, oh shit, Jerry's serious about trying to go all in. I was excited for the moment and the idea that Jerry finally made a fucking pulled the trigger on somebody that had potential. Not saying that he would have made the difference, but had the potential to assist in what was already moving. Excuse me. But that being said, I expected, as I've finished the seasons out with the Cowboys as a Cowboys fan, only time will tell. I don't trust Jerry to do what it's going to take. If they're going to go, they're going to have to go on their own merit. It's going to be based on the players that we came in with.
Look, the Cowboys got the talent.
Yeah.
The thing that's holding them back,
coaching,
potentially, is coaching and their general manager.
Yeah.
And
that's why I've walked away. Was because not because of the coaching per se, but definitely because of the general manager.
But it is what it is. I think OBJ was a big story. Might he sign with us? Yes, but it's gonna be because really we're his best option.
Yeah, he had some teams that want, like, if he was better. He had the upper hand back in October. As the team as the season goes on, he loses a little bit of the upper hand because now you're starting to see the teams that are and aren't going to see that postseason or how far they're going to go into the postseason.
If he wants to be the man, it's not going to be here.
Yeah,
he will never be bigger than the star. Look, when he was in New York, he was bigger than the Giants.
So I will say, I am kind of curious to see if he comes here, to see if he pushes CD to step up.
I think he will. I think he's an asset. Yeah. I would sign him because I think he's an asset. I think he has that fire, that grit. You know one thing that you don't see from a bunch of Cowboys receivers for a long time?
What's that?
What OBJ did last year in the playoffs. Hit in his veins, saying, I got ice in my veins. Because that really, I know it's cliche.
Yeah.
But that's what he is.
The showmanship.
He has that.
I think the other side to that, though, is he has the star to be a star in Dallas, but he doesn't have the star power to overpower the star in Dallas.
Oh, nobody does.
No.
T.O. didn't.
But he's used to being that. Like,
yeah. And that's a...
That might be what holds him back.
He went to the Rams
Yeah.
knowing that they have Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And he became bigger than Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
He was on his way to being Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
Everyone knew that it was running through him. We all saw shit. Kupp is playing secondary to him. Even if Kupp has more yards,
and that's why
is OBJ.
And that's why I say I'm curious to see how he elevates CD because he's going to come in even if he's not where he was 10 years ago. You know
what he does for CD?
What?
He becomes the Chris Carter to Randy Moss.
Okay.
And that's because he really has a good personality. He's really a team player.
Yeah.
And you could tell that from his time in Cleveland by not being negative towards Baker, by not being mad that they signed Jarvis Landry, by wanting to win and not bitching that he wasn't getting the ball.
No, I just think the competitive nature of having a teammate that's like, look, I'm going to get all these balls if you're not trying to get them. No, and it just pushes you to... But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Chris Carter game was elevated when Randy Moss was there, right?
Definitely.
But he also helped Randy Moss really go to a whole other level.
Yeah.
I maintain this to this day. Randy Moss would not be as great as what he is had he come to Dallas because Michael was not going to be happy that somebody else was going to get that shine.
Yeah.
Michael said that before, not specifically about Moss, but about other receivers, and I fully believe that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, again, I think that's what you would have had. You would have had CD forced to either step up.
And I think he would have. He's the kind that steps up.
Yeah.
But so that's enough on that. Now let's go to some stupidity.
The stupidity.
Yeah, it's live.
Yeah.
It really is.
All right, where are we going?
There's some stupids out there. And a bunch of them on Fox Sports.
Okay.
Who claim that Jalen Hurts should be the NFL MVP.
Yeah,
over
I've heard this.
Patrick Mahomes.
Blasphemy. All of them should lose their jobs because we all know who have I said is the best quarterback in the league.
It's not just you though, buddy.
But we know, like, I was I right about the Rams? I'm right about who's the number one.
You was right about the Rams. Look, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about he may be the best quarterback of all time.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts is just not. Jalen Hurts is playing well. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts' team is playing damn well.
Yep.
They just won 35-10 over a good Titans team.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really nice. Putting 35 points up in a game is really nice.
Yeah.
There was a team in Dallas that put up 33 points in the fourth quarter. Granted, it was against a Colts team who is only the fifth best defense in football.
Yeah.
But has a sucky offense.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
I think they put up 54 total against them.
Yep.
I mean,
it's a small. I mean, that's just a Sunday.
You can't all be the Cowboys, but whatever. But look, real talk. Hurts is having a good season.
Yeah.
But hands down, Patrick Mahomes being removed from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And replaced with I don't give a fuck who. Is going to be a massive drop-off.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, who's a solid quarterback, can be replaced by 15 guys, and the drop-off's not going to be that big.
15 guys?
Yes. I think Jalen Hurts right now is probably playing. Is probably the 8th best quarterback, roughly,
Yeah.
in football. So that means the 7 guys before him
Yeah.
can replace him.
Yeah.
And probably the 7 guys after him, there's not that big of a drop-off.
That's true. Like once you get to that around there, you're pretty much the top 3 are probably the elite. After that, you're pretty much on the same level on the way.
And so that's why I'm saying there's not going to be that big of a drop-off.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you can put garbage in.
Right.
But I'm going to say this. The drop-off between 8 and 15 is less than the drop-off between 1 and 15.
Yeah. This is true. Very true. Yeah. I mean, shit, there's not a whole lot to say about that. Like, anybody, as we said off air, Patrick Mahomes, you can take all the starting players and their backups and say, guess what, guys? We're going to just, everyone start over. We're going to draft a quarterback. You know who's going to end up on everybody's board?
Look, 40 teams out of 32 would pick Patrick Mahomes over any other quarterback that's out there today, yesterday, or tomorrow.
Shit, I don't even know that the players themselves would be like, look, you could have the starting quarterback that you have, or Patrick Mahomes could come and be your starting quarterback. What are you going to pick?
Everyone is going to pick Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's very simple in that you have only. All right, Patrick Mahomes can do things that others can't, right?
Yep.
But you don't have an old quarterback with him. A lot of times you can say, like Aaron Rodgers last year, right?
Yeah,
he was the MVP or whatever, but he's old.
Yep.
So let me take Herbert because he's going to have a longer career.
Yeah.
I might only have 2 or 3 years left with this other guy, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You're not going to say, yeah, he's in his prime, but he's late in his prime. Or, yeah, he's great, but he's only in his 2nd year or 3rd year. So is he really going to sustain this?
Right.
The dude's been playing now for a handful of years, gone to 4 conference championships. I mean, and broken all kinds of single season records.
Yep. Yeah.
So you can't say he's not the real deal.
Right.
Could you have said something about Lamar, even though Lamar's about the same age?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar's going to get hurt. That's why Lamar may have just cost himself a big contract.
Yep.
He should have sat out.
Yep. Yeah. I don't. Sometimes, man, I think these people just say this shit just to get people worked up. Like, I think that they know that they're just trolling people. Because, like, you can't tell me you watch these 2 players and think that they're legitimately
on the same tier.
Yeah.
So, I did some nerdy shit last week.
You went to Russia?
No, aside from that. I mean, I will not confirm nor deny what I will not confirm or deny. So I did some nerdy shit.
Okay.
I went ahead and I got some data.
Oh, yeah.
From 2019, 20, 21, and this year.
Okay.
Okay. And I did it over 11 quarterbacks. I didn't do the whole league. I don't have that much fucking time. And I don't think that every quarterback needed me to include them. I selected 11 quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts was one of them. Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Josh Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Is it Josh Burrow? It's not Josh Burrow.
No.
The fuck's his name?
It's Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I said that wrong. So Dak Prescott. Those are the 11 I chose. I'm not trying to tell anybody that these are the 11 best.
Yeah.
I selected these guys because they've been playing. I think 3 of these guys weren't playing in 2019. They didn't come till 2020. Hurts, Burrow, and probably Herbert. But these guys have been starters for their team for most of this time. They've been pretty much with the same team as far as over this time period.
Yeah.
And because of these factors, I think you get a better representation of what they bring. Okay?
Yeah.
I didn't just compile the stats. That's easy. What I ended up doing was I looked at a handful of categories, and I compiled the stats, and then I separated it by what their average is over 17 games.
Okay.
Okay? And so we're talking about passing stats, and I had to include rushing touchdowns, rushing yards, because a few of these guys aren't traditional quarterbacks in that their stats are just carried over by passing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Did I just see what you were about to see?
Yeah.
So, for your records, Baker Mayfield
Yep.
just led the Los Angeles Rams to a comeback to take the 17-16 lead
Yep.
over the Las Vegas Raiders
Yeah.
with 10 seconds to go.
I was about to say, oh shit, they were tied actually when I was getting ready to say it. It wasn't even that they were. Yeah.
Wow. And that's why they signed him.
Yeah. Fuck them lambs.
So, anyways, when I looked at these quarterbacks, the reason I wanted to do it over a 17-game span
Yeah.
was because some of these quarterbacks were injured, like Dak.
Yeah.
Some of these quarterbacks flat out didn't play very much during their first year or something during that time period, right? So I had to divide it by the total number of games they played.
Right.
It wouldn't be fair just to do it over the last literal 17 games.
Right.
Because that doesn't give you a true depiction of what they've done over this time period.
Right.
It was kind of interesting what I found.
What'd you find?
First and foremost, Patrick Mahomes is clearly the best quarterback in football.
Okay.
As far as in the categories all right, rushing yards per 17, passing yards per 17, touchdowns per 17, rushing touchdowns, total yards, total touchdowns, fewest INTs, and wins per.
Right.
In those categories, right? Patrick Mahomes was in the top 5 of the 11 quarterbacks that I noted
Yeah.
7 times. Okay? 7 times he was in the top 5.
Right.
That's 8 categories. In the top 3, 6 times.
Okay.
In the bottom 2, 0 times.
Okay.
Okay? The only other ones that were not in the bottom 2 of these
Yeah.
were Dak Prescott and Burrow.
Okay.
Bottom 5, Mahomes was only in that section once.
Wow.
Once. In those 8 categories.
Right.
So he was clearly the best quarterback. And the second best quarterback,
Yeah.
this is what shocked me. Not because I haven't seen the guy play and think that he's good, but that in these categories, he was so close.
Right.
Herbert doesn't have the wins,
Right.
but he was in the top 5 6 times.
Yeah.
Top 3 3 times. He was only in the bottom 2 once. And bottom 5 twice. Dak also was in the bottom 5 only twice.
Okay.
So those 3 players were the fewest times at the bottom. Bottom 5 anyways. Rodgers was at the top 4 times.
Okay.
Dak was in the top 5 times. Him and Josh Allen.
Okay.
Who do I tell you Josh Allen is?
Dak Prescott.
Exactly. Only white. But I say these things because depending on what numbers you want to look at, stats can lie.
Yeah.
But I think also stats tell a story. Patrick Mahomes per 17 games would average 5,128 yards. Dak Prescott 4,981. Josh Allen passing 4,300.
Wow.
I mean, when you look at this, Hurts 3,800.
Right.
Now 3,800 is good, but it's not 5,000.
No.
It's not 4,900.
Right.
And Hurts isn't getting that many yards rushing to say that we're in the same league.
Right.
Right? I'm just saying. I put these numbers together. I didn't put in this last week's to see where they stand now, how much it shuffled.
Right.
Because quite frankly, this is the average over 17. It's not going to vary very much.
Right.
You know? I was surprised to see Herbert so high.
The only time that you'll see a change is if someone just didn't do anything. Literally didn't do anything.
Yeah. But even still, it's just you're compiling over 17 game season over the last 4 years, so it's gonna barely move it.
Right.
Anyways, I say all that to say Dak's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's not in the league with Mahomes. None of these guys are.
Right.
Anyone who was wanting to say Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football, like so many of these analysts were saying,
Yeah.
now they're eating their words because of the risk that he takes.
Yeah.
Those interceptions that I was noting.
Yeah.
How they come back and haunt him. And Hurts, look, you want to talk about how he runs, and he does run, and he's good, right?
Yeah.
But Josh Allen runs better. You look at Lamar Jackson, he runs better. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson's hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt because he runs.
I was gonna say that's typically the thing that fans like a quarterback that can run, but your organizations don't like them because when they get hurt, it affects the season so much.
Yep. So, anyways, that's that. This last week, Cowboys blew out the Colts.
Yep, that they did. And as if you guys watch the other sports people that we don't like to talk about, but tend to work their way into talking about, getting talked about. Some people said that the Cowboys are still not a good team. That they just played horribly. Yeah, they won, but
they were only winning by 2 in the third.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I will say this though. I did not hear anybody say anything about Cooper this week, so there's that. Shady. Oh yeah.
Shady's just stupid.
I just wanted to. I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, I was wondering if someone was gonna say, "You see how well they're doing? Just imagine if Cooper was playing." But no.
I got a question for you. I don't know if you know this or not. Over the last 5 games, you know how many points the Cowboys have put up?
Over the last 5?
Yeah.
Like in total?
Yeah.
I don't know.
199.
It's funny as I was going to say 150. So
199 is a big difference.
Yeah.
Essentially 200 points.
Yeah.
In 5 games.
Yeah.
That means 40 points a game.
About 45, 46
no,
points?
40 points a game.
Really? Oh yeah,
Simple math.
yeah. Well, I was thinking the last
Rams
four.
won 17-16.
Yeah,
Um, and I mentioned not the Rams part, the points. Because the Cowboys now have the largest point differential
yeah,
in all of football. That means the points scored versus the points allowed. The Cowboys have a bigger difference than anybody else.
yeah,
Buffalo has the second biggest difference with 124. Dallas is 127.
yeah,
And that's with Dallas having 5 games played with Cooper,
yeah,
whose highest point total was 25.
yeah.
I mean, we got 33 points in the fourth quarter of this game.
Yep.
And look, we put up 40 against Minnesota. We got 49 against Chicago.
Yeah.
You know how much Dallas is favored over Houston this week?
How much?
17. I don't know if they cover, but if they don't cover, it's because they really put the backups in like at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not saying that the Cowboys don't deserve the wins that they're getting. Again, I still look at the management with the side eye on if they're going to make the right calls and do the right
Of course.
things to get there.
I mean, I'm just saying, though, they're playing really well.
Yeah.
Right now, they may be playing the best football out of everybody.
The thing I hate is that when they're winning, everyone is hating, and when they're losing, everybody is hating. And then you wonder, like, then those same people will wonder why Cowboys fans are the way they are, because you're gonna hate regardless. So I'm gonna root whether they're winning or losing, anyways.
Yeah. How pissed off were you when Kansas City lost to Cincy?
Honestly, I wasn't at all.
No, for real.
For real, I wasn't pissed off. I was probably more surprised by the loss. But again, I think this was a situation of since he needed it more. Not saying
You ain't wrong.
Huh?
I said you ain't wrong. Look, honestly, Kansas City, they're a damn good team.
Yeah. I think Patrick is doing a great job there, and I just think that at some point they just like many teams do, every now and then they let off the gas just a little bit because they know they can. Not saying that he wasn't trying to win or they weren't trying to get the win. I just don't think they necessarily felt the need to push it as much as other games.
I don't know. I mean, that kind of makes it sound like you're saying that they didn't try as hard as they could.
No, I don't.
I don't think it's that.
No,
I'm telling you what it makes it sound like, boy.
And I'm telling you, no, it's not.
That's exactly what it is. You don't know. You don't listen to you.
You don't listen to me either.
Last time you listen to you.
You don't listen to me either.
Why would I if you don't listen to me?
Anyways, finish your thought.
Look, I once again, I don't think that it is what you made it sound like, that they weren't trying this hard. I mean, I think they know, though, that ain't the end-all, be-all.
Right.
They understand because they've been here long enough.
Yeah.
Kind of like a basketball team who says, look, we'll give it our all in the playoffs. We're going to give it a lot during the regular season.
Exactly.
I think that's where it is.
Right. Exactly.
Like, we're not going to die on this game.
Exactly.
Like, we're going to try to win. But if we don't, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
When you say it meant more to Cincy, it does.
Yeah.
It's their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They need it.
Yeah. We're at the point of the season where for some teams, they've already got enough wins that they already know where they're going to end up. But we're also at the point of the season where some teams need every win to get where they want to be.
Yeah.
So, and in the world that me and you had talked about, how one or two teams are going to fall off, and both teams seem to have fallen off drastically comparatively to the year before. One due to age and injuries, and the other one probably to Super Bowl over hype.
Just going all in and
Yeah, I mean, a number of things factor into each one, but we'll see. Well, we're at that time of the season. Also, I want to say, fuck Kyle.
you can't be mad at the man.
Yeah, I don't have to be mad at him. Just say fuck him.
Just true. To help with you, Kyle. Look, thank you for joining us. Seriously, Brittany, glad that you made it back. I'm glad that you were returned to your family. I thought it was disappointing that some people are trying to talk shit about you, like you weren't worth making a deal for.
Yeah.
And fuck those people. Seriously speaking, it's a shame that people go that route.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that there's a lot of people that need to come back. But look, some people were pissed off that a military person wasn't returned.
Yeah, I see that.
And I'll say this. Yes, their lives are valuable.
Yeah.
And I care a lot about the military. I've had too many family members in the military for me to downplay the significance of the roles that they play.
Right.
I will say, though, when you join the military, you go into it knowing there's certain risks.
Yeah.
When you're a civilian and you go to another country because, quite frankly, this country isn't going to pay you.
Yeah.
For your profession, not what it costs to live,
Yeah.
then, yeah, you should be cognizant of what their laws are, but you should not be made to be a part of a war.
Yeah.
You're not in it for war. You're in it because
I play a sport
it's your
very
career.
well. Yeah. I will say that was my thoughts on it. It's similar to whenever I hear people say, like, oh, all these people in the military, they just wanted to pay for their college and whatever. They didn't sign up to go to war. But unfortunately, you did. Like
That's what your contract says.
You're volunteering that in the event that something like that happens, that you'll be there. Again, not to write off the love their loved ones have for them, or write off how they feel about their family and friends that they're leaving behind. But it's the unfortunate truth you chose to accept the terms and conditions to what you were signing up for. And I also think that the military people that are still captive, they've gone through some sort of training to deal with those type of situations versus
a civilian.
A civilian, yeah.
And a woman civilian at that.
Right. So, good for her to being home. Hopefully, she's not too traumatized or nothing happened to her that'll have long-lasting problems with her. And to the soldiers that are over there, I hope that you guys get home soon too. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. If you guys want to follow Coach Rudy on Twitter, you can follow him at
Rudy V 1982.
You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at CBJSLEEP_E_J.
You can also follow him in the streets because he wears his sunglasses at night.
Until next time, guys, take it easy.
Peace.